murdered them, right? This proved too inefficient for mass execution, so eventually they just sank the boats with everyone accepting oneself as God. Well, yeah, that's the standard. So autotheism, so this is a standard atheist position because you are the highest of creation, right? There's nothing higher than you. So there's no God. So therefore, mankind is the highest level of creation because you've got this brain, except you're just a bunch of chemicals sloshing together, right? Following in your thoughts are simply just following physical processes. So there's no meaning to life, right? This leads to nihilism. So nonconformists as in theists, yes, anyone who would not adopt atheism as the state religion and renounce Christianity was to be killed. So up to 9,000 people were murdered in the drownings alone in the cause of atheism, right? Because the nuns had to die, right? So according to Reinhold Secher, okay, this was a systematic policy, and we know this is so. And of course, this is the guy that carried it out. Never have I had so much amusement as in seeing the last grimaces of priests as they die, right? So atheism is religion. Atheism was founded, modern atheism was founded as a religion. Okay, I'm going to now talk about this. So this is the Franco-French genocide. I've shown you guys this, right? This is the book Liberty or Death by Peter McPhee on the French Revolution. This is General Westermann. He exulted. He said, the Vendée is no more. This is a report he sent back to the French government. It died under our swords with its women and children. I've just buried it in the swamps and woods of Savonay. I don't have any prisoners. I exterminated all of them. So he murdered prisoners. This goes against fundamental Western tenets of not murdering prisoners. This is a war crime. So we're talking about war criminals, and this sounds exactly like Islam. So guys, if you like this, if you find it interesting and useful, I mean, I don't think this is commonly taught in history, right? I've never heard this stuff before, right? So understand, these historians are protecting atheists. They are protecting war criminals. They are protecting sadists, okay? The Marquis de Sade was an atheist, right? The man who has a name as one of the worst human beings in history was an atheist, right? Jeffrey Dahmer, atheist, all right? We can start to do a fun... Atheists, we follow science. Screw that religion stuff. We follow science. Well, I have started some time back a discussion, at least a presentation on the crimes of science, because man, science solves everything, right? No. We can get into some serious crimes of science. Crimes by scientists, these rational scientists. We will get into that. Crimes by atheists, okay? They have no leg to stand on. Believe me, they might talk big. They might talk smart. At some point, this is going to turn. People are going to look at atheism in a completely different way. Right, and they says here that we're not taking prisoners. Otherwise, we would have to give them the bread of liberty. And pity is not revolutionary. They had no pity. There was no forgiveness in them. Right? Robespierre, you had a bunch of them. Okay, so this is the book I've mentioned, the French Genocide, the Vendée. Now it says here, in this, these men were following Saint-Just, who, in a report to the Commission of Extraordinary Means dated August 14, 1793, declared, in Meudon, they are tanning human skin. Skin coming from men has a consistency and quality superior to chamois cloth. That from women subjects is suppler, but it has less strength. So they were literally taking people's skin off and using it. In Clisson, in April 1794, soldiers of General Crozat burned 150 women to extract fat from them. We made holes in the ground, one of them testified, to place cauldrons to catch what fell. We had put iron bars above and set the women on top. Then above them was the fire. 2 of my comrades were with me for this affair. I sent 10 casks of it to Nantes. It was like embalming fluid. It was used in hospitals. Hey Lloyd, so Villain says, hey Lloyd, I've noticed a comparative pattern comparing Christianity and atheist Islam. Can we Skype on it? Certainly. Yeah, we can have a chat tomorrow, if that's okay with you. It's a bit late here already. It's getting to 11 p.m. But from the UK, Mel Donnelly, welcome. Did I miss anyone? Hopefully I haven't missed any comments. If you want me to respond to a comment, better tag my name so that I can see that. I have a better chance of seeing it. So yeah, 150 women burned alive to get the fat from their bodies. People having their skin removed. Right? James Twin, Dave Farina. Yeah, Dave Farina is an idiot. So a surgeon named Thomas wrote, I've seen women and men burnt I've seen 150 soldiers mistreat and rape women, girls of 14 and 15, and then massacre them and toss from bayonet to bayonet tender infants left next to their mothers stretched out on the ground. This is not the only such atrocity. They would throw babies from balconies and catch them on bayonets, and then they would take the babies and throw them from bayonet to bayonet. This is atheism. This is atheists being creative because there is no God, there is no punishment. This is rationality. This is what atheists appeal to and what they hide. This is what academia hides. So, a helping hand. Look, I don't know. You're going to have to give me references and evidence for your claims, because most people, when they come and give me claims like this, I'll tell you, they're talking bullshit to me. Honestly. So I'm going to want some serious claims, right? According to Carl Sagan, you're made of stardust, but it is stupid that God created us from dust. Yeah, whatever. So, okay. Yeah, I will cover Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan claimed to be an agnostic. He was an atheist for all intents and purposes. Okay, he was an atheist. Let me continue here. Okay. Oops, looks like I made a wrong mistake here. So let me just go and fix my slide. I see I forgot to do something here. Animation. Actually, we just shift this away. I'll just take it away. I just had to move that. Okay, so the president of the district expressed surprise on January 25. Your soldiers who call themselves Republicans indulge in debauchery and all the horrors which even cannibals are incapable. Everywhere we go, we bring fire and death. Neither age nor sex nor anything else is respected. Yesterday, our detachments burned a village, and they would often burn these people alive, right? Let me just go back here, back to you. So, everywhere we go, we bring fire and death, right? A volunteer killed 3 women with his bare hands. It is horrible, but the safety of the Republic urgently requires it. So we had to murder 3 women, but for the safety of the Republic, we had to do it. Every person we see, we shoot. The earth is littered with corpses. Rape and the most outrageous barbarity show up at every turn. We have seen Republican soldiers rape rebel women on stones piled on the sides of the main roads and then shoot and stab them when they leave their embraces. Others carrying nursing babies on the point of a bayonet or a pike that had run through mother and child in a single stroke. Now, according to the professor that vetted, one of the professors that vetted the PhD thesis, this book, he stated that the author had understated and left out details because it was even more horrific than what they report in the book. Okay. Cascarabia says, hey Lord, I'm researching the Alamo subject on the Democratic Party involved in slavery. Did the atheism? I would most certainly think so. The Democratic Party was pretty filthy. Yes. All the way from top to bottom. Sekrima says, Marxists claim the bourgeoisie as their arch enemies, and yet they adopt in the whole the bourgeois revolutionary hatred of God and Christianity. Yes, in truth, all these revolutionary movements are from hell. I'd have to agree. Nihilism, Nihil Islam can be explained meaning or short definition. Yeah, sometimes I don't understand what you guys are saying. It's English words, but I have no idea what you said. Baudisson, the general manager of military supplies, made the following statement. The road from Villers to Cholet was littered with corpses, some dead for 3 or 4 days. Others just expired. Victims with their throats cut. Scattered houses were half burned. General Avril rejoiced in having put down the rebels of Saint-Lefal. To the number of 100, a number of them were roasted when all the houses in town were burned. There were poor girls completely naked, hanging from tree branches, hands tied behind their backs after having been raped. A girl from La Chapelle was taken by torturers who raped her and then hung her head down from an oak. Each leg was attached separately to a branch of the tree and separated from one another as far as possible. In that position, they split her body with a sword all the way down to her head and cut her in 2. So this is atheism in practice.